Now, before we begin, a cranky is a bit of fireside magical and wonder. And it's best experienced really together amongst other people. So we're asking with that, if you have the cell phone, put it in your pocket, turn it off, and let's all be present together. Can we do that? Yeah. All right. So, like I said, I've been involved in the Cranky Festival for 8 of the 9 years, and every year after the Cranky Festival, somebody comes up to me, and they want to know the history of crankies, and they sometimes have these ideas of where it has come from, like it's a tradition that's been held deep in the hollers of Appalachia. That's not true. Or that it is some way associated with the early motion picture industry. Kind of not true. So I thought instead of constantly telling people the real story of what the cranky is and where it came from, that I should make a cranky about it. So I gotta warn you, it's a little dark. The history is a little gory. Can we handle that? A little guts and muck. Can we handle that, everyone? All right. Gold, are you ready for your part? All right. I might have to put you down. Is that okay? You're going to say nothing. You're going to say, are you ready for the Cranky Festival?
Are you ready for the Cranky Festival?
Yeah! All right. Ready for this? Once, there was a little boy named Eugene Crank. Eugene refused to eat anything healthy. Oh, okay. Only sweets, chocolate, ice cream, candy corn, cotton candy, all that stuff with delicious high fructose corn syrup. That was the only stuff his parents could get him to put in his mouth. I might know this from experience. Now, when our little Eugene ate too many sweets, well, Eugene Crank would literally spin out of control. His tired, desperate, poor parents tried everything to get him to wind down, until one day they realized the only way to wind down a wound-up young kid is to literally wind him down. Okay, Golda, this is your part. His parents would literally take him by the head, and they would spin, come on, and spin until all that crazy energy was gone, and they had their calm son back. Well, this one day, our Eugene broke into a big old bag of peanut butter cups. All that delicious, ooey gooey, chocolate peanut buttery goodness had poor Eugene bouncing off the walls. And as my fellow parents out there know, parenting is hard. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you get distracted. Sometimes you can't break free of those darn tiny screens. And Eugene's parents, tired as they were too busy on their phones looking at their Tic Tacs and Instagram feeds to pay much attention to what the other was doing. All right, now here's the shocking part, folks. Are you ready? At once and at the same time, Ezekiel and Ethel May Crank placed their hands on little Eugene's head and began to turn and turn. But unfortunately, tired and distracted as they were, they didn't notice that each was turning in the opposite direction. And I hate to tell you this, but little Eugene's body, severely malnourished as it was from years of sugar and high fructose corn syrup, it just couldn't handle the competing forces of pressure. And well, our little Eugene was split right down the middle, and little Eugene died. So here's the crazy part. That wasn't crazy. This is a scientific fact. Like a chicken who runs around with his head cut off, if you split a spinning human body perfectly in half for a brief moment, each half retains all that guts and muck and stuff that makes us up. And in that brief moment before little Eugene's body went splat, those two spinning halves caught up a roll of toilet paper sitting on a side table which spun up between them. And amazingly, at the same time, the cat, smelling what could possibly be dinner, leapt from his snoozing perch behind the unraveling toilet paper but in front of the glowing fire. Now, while all this was happening, little Eugene's brother, Benny, watched the whole event go down as if in horrifying slow motion. And while the gruesome end of his older brother stuck with Benny for the rest of his life, so did the strangely magical image that occurred alongside his final moment. That of a cat's shadow on paper cast aglow by the fire between two turning human pegs. Now, when little Benny grew up, like most do when faced with such childhood trauma, Benny became a professional puppeteer. Inspired by his brother's final upright moment, he created the world's first cranky, although originally he called it a Eugenie. That name didn't stick. We are not sure why. So in honor of his family, who forced him to grow up in a no-fun, sugar-free childhood, he named his creation the Cranky. And that, folks, is how the world first learned of the hand-crank scrolled panorama we now know and love as the Cranky. Do we all feel like we learned something here? And we can share this story far and wide. Are you ready for some more crankies? All right, please give it up. First, give it up for Golda. And put your hands together. Please welcome our house band for this afternoon, Baltimore's own Geraldine.
Papa, I'm going out to Papa. I'm going out to Papa. I'm going out to Papa. I want to go with the pawpaw trees, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws. And I want to go where the pawpaws grow, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws, 'cause I know the seeds have been planted. They have been planted for me. I'm gonna feed my heart. 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 I wanna be with the pawpaw trees, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws. And I wanna go where the pawpaws grow, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws. 'Cause I know the seeds have been planted. They have been planted for me. I know the seeds have been planted. They have been planted for me. I know the seeds have been planted. They have been planted for me. I'm going out to Papa. 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 I want to be with the pawpaw trees, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws. And I want to go where the pawpaws grow, picking up them pawpaws, picking up them pawpaws.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 9th Annual Baltimore Crankie Festival. My name is Emily Schubert, and I'm one of the curators of the festival this year. Your true MC is still on her way. She texted me flea market a couple moments ago. I didn't even know she had a cell phone until today, so I'm hoping that maybe she'll be here by the second act. Let's give it up for the Creative Alliance and Josh Cohn from the Center for Cultural Vibrancy one more time for making this event possible. Before the scrolls start to turn, we would like to acknowledge that we are currently gathered on the traditional territory of the Susquehannock and Piscataway people who had a relationship to this land long before the arrival of any settlers or the start of this festival. Let's give it up one more time for Geraldine, the amazing house band we have this afternoon. That song was from their new album, which is coming out soon. There is a pre-sale list in the lobby, so while you're signing up for that, take a look at some of the other merch that some of our artists have brought. Come up to us, say hi. We would love to have a conversation with you and hear any feedback you might have about our pieces. So you can do that during intermission or after the show. We have many wonderful performances for you this afternoon, and just by a show of hands, who has been here to this whole Cranky Fest thing before? All right, that's about half. Welcome back. We're so glad to have you. Who's brand new? All right, excellent. Welcome to the world of Crankies. Much to my delight, this Cranky Festival, I think, is perhaps the most puppety Cranky Festival that we have had yet. And for those of you who are new, puppets and crankies are their most lively, active selves when they have a warmed-up audience. So, if you will please grab that the cap that's under your chairs right now. It's invisible. Go ahead, place it on your head. Excellent, excellent. For those of you who didn't do it, no, I can see you. Excellent. Okay. Now that you have your audience cap on, what would your reaction be if something happened up here that was scary? Something that was delightful? Something that was super funny? What about totally mind-blowing? Ooh, all right, matinee, here we go. Okay, so without further ado, please welcome.
Volunteer usher here, trying to get a few more people in. You can fire me.
Oh, great, no.
Could you raise your hand if you have a seat next
Yeah, we're about community here. Scoot in, get cozy. Yes, welcome, welcome. No problem. Okay, now, without further ado, please welcome our first act of the afternoon, Alex and Olmsted, with their piece, The Wonders of Bread.
The wonders of bread. Bread is one of the oldest prepared foods. As early as 30,000 years ago, plants were pounded against stones and placed over fire to create a primitive flatbread.
In 10,000 BC, wheat was domesticated in the Fertile Crescent, and it spread to North Africa, Europe, and East Asia. Bread led nomads to create towns, and these towns gave rise to early human societies. Bread was so consequential, even religions incorporated it into their rituals, several of which are still practiced today.
In other words, the invention of bread is inextricably linked to the evolution of civilization.
The ancient Egyptians saw the bakery arts as indicative of a culture's refinement. Sometimes they shaped their loaves like objects, animals, or human figures.
In medieval Europe, thick slices of bread called trenchers were used as crockery. After the meal, these bread plates could be eaten, given away to the poor, or fed to the dogs.
In the 1700s in Europe, millers started to cut corners by cheaply filling their loaves with hazardous materials. Plaster, sawdust, Chalk? Alum? No wonder millers developed the reputation as scoundrels and thieves.
Indeed. Even later in America, finding an honest miller was a noteworthy occasion. And so it was that a young man working in a small Illinois flour mill gained the nickname Honest Abe.
Throughout history, bread even influenced languages. The word companion comes from the French compagnon. With... Am I right? With bread.
As in, a companion is the person you have bread with.
And so it is today. Bread continues to play an important role in our lives. On a personal note, I was sort of an aimless youth until a baker took me under her wing.
Did her mentorship give you guidance?
Well, yes. I mean, it certainly stopped me from loafing around.
As a boy, I was a picky eater, but loved peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Every day, I ate peanut butter and jelly on white bread.
That sounds like a dull diet.
Oh no, after eating that much white bread, I felt my life was quite enriched. Although sometimes I would be adventurous and have one of these. Does anyone know what this is? No, whole wheat. Yes, bread played such an important part in my life. It's even the reason I became an actor. My first time on stage was in the school play, and I played a loaf of bread.
Really? What show was that?
The Scarlet Pumpernickel. It was the role of a lifetime.
No bread cranky would be complete without us mentioning some of the most important things to ever be put on bread.
Peanut butter.
Jelly.
The wheel.
The Magna Carta.
Two bullets that collided midair at the Battle of Gettysburg and fused together, creating a stark visual metaphor of the battle between brothers.
Butter. But bread isn't just a butter delivery device.
Bread, more than any other food, has the widest variety of uses.
Toast with morning coffee.
Sandwiches at lunch.
Stuff it in your ears if someone's singing too loudly.
Use it as a protest sign.
Did you hear about the radical baker?
No.
She was always going against the grain.
A cruelty-free substitute for makeup.
Now available in gluten-free.
A biodegradable alternative to traditional wedding dresses.
Did you hear how the baker courted his sweetheart?
With a bouquet of flowers. Bread as a new form of air transportation.
What kind of bagel can fly?
A plain bagel. A replacement for conventional banks.
What kind of money can you put in a bread bank?
Bitcoin.
It hurts. In fact, you can replace your whole home with bread.
What kind of home can you make with yeast?
A starter home.
Introducing the new Italian import, the bread car. a pizza car.
Oh.
Sadly, I recently had to sell my pizza car.
Oh no, why do you have to do that?
I needed the dough.
Gingerbread children never talk back or get fussy.
Eventually, everything in your life will be bread. Heck, even the earth has a crust.
You know, people ask us if coming up with all these bread puns is a lot of work. And it is, but it's a labor of love. You're welcome.
I'm glad this audience is a bit of a pretzel.
What do you mean by that?
They have a sort of twisted sense of humor.
Oh, it's a shame these bread puns are so crummy.
Well, it is the last show of the weekend. Maybe they've gone stale. We promise the next show will be butter.
That's the last bread pun, I swear.
I don't think they believe you.
It's all right, you can crust me. As you lay at night in a field of wheat and look up at the sesame stars and sourdough moon, reflecting on bread's ancient history and endless variety of uses, it's not hard to feel a sense of wonder.
And if you weren't already convinced of bread's importance in your own life, we hope this cranky will serve as final proof.
And if you ever feel your emotions rise and you get overwhelmed by the breadth of life's problems,
just remind yourself, every little thing's gonna be all right. And have a nice slice of toast.
it's the yeast you can do.
Well, I'm taking life by the reins, gonna hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Whoa, it's gonna kick right out of the pen, knock me down in the dirt, and I'm gonna get back up again, 'cause I'm taking life by the reins. Well, I ain't been lucky at nothing except finding the down rotten luck. But I'll keep on trying and I'll keep on riding. Dig my heels in when she bucks. I'm taking life by the reins, gonna hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Whoa, it's gonna kick right out of the pen, knock me down in the dirt, and I'm gonna get back up again, 'cause I'm taking life by the reins. My piggy bank ate all my pennies, my cash cow dried up and died. But nothing comes easy like elementary. Gonna jump on and fly. I'm taking life by the reins, gonna hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Whoa, it's gonna kick right out of the pen, knock me down in the dirt, and I'm gonna get back up again, 'cause I'm taking life by the reins. Oh, I've made a road map for the weary. I've left no wrong turn unturned. Going to head down this road on this buck and bronco. With this one thing I've learned, now I'm taking life by the reins. Gonna hold on tight. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Whoa, it's gonna kick right out of the pen, knock me down in the dirt, and I'm gonna get back up again, 'cause I'm taking life by the reins.
We interrupt this broadcast to present our next Cranky production, performed by Catherine Fahey and Dan Van Allen. The Lantern Sisters present Talk to the Bees.
Thank you, disembodied voice. Oh, it's so good to be here with all of you. You know, before there was bread, there was honey. Our relationship with the honeybee goes back thousands and thousands of years. The Indian god of love was depicted as a bee. The Egyptians believed that the tears of the sun god were bees. And the first ever beekeeper was known to be the Greek god Apollo. Superstitions about bees came to this country with immigrant people to Appalachia. This is the Bee Boy song by Peter Bellamy, based on a 19th century poem about superstitions around bees. talk to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please. For all that has happened to us, you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. A maiden in her glory upon her wedding day must tell her bees the story, or else they'll fly away. Fly away, dwindle down and leave you. But if you do deceive your bees will not deceive you. Bees, bees, talk to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please. For all that has happened to us, you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Marriage, birth, or burying, news across the sea. All you're sad or marrying, you must tell the bees. Tell 'em coming in and out where the fanners fan be. 'Cause the bees are just about as curious as a man. Bees, bees, talk to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please. For all that has happened to us, you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Don't you wait where trees are when the lightnings play. And don't you hate where bees are, or else they'll dwine away. Dwine away, anything to leave you. But if you never grieve your bees will never grieve you. Bees, bees, talk to your bees. Hide from your neighbors as much as you please. For all that has happened to us, you must tell, or else we will give you no honey to sell. Thank you. Dan Van Allen, Josh Anderson on fiddle. Thank you so much.
She sees big skies.
The curtains close.
The wind begins to blow. It's quiet on the prairie. It's quiet on the plains. She'll head west again,
In her dreams.
where life ain't what it seems. It's quiet on the prairie. of her home on the range where the buffalo roam and antelope play. She holds her breath
As clouds roll in.
over the glass mountains. It's quiet on the prairie, it's quiet on the plains. She makes teepees
To shelter us.
from the wind and dust. It's quiet on the prairie, it's quiet on the plains. She's dreaming of her home on the range where the buffalo roam and antelope play. She dreams of me
Desert rose.
wherever the gales may go. It's quiet on the prairie, it's quiet on the plains. It's quiet on the prairie, it's quiet on the plains. It's quiet on the prairie, it's quiet on the plains. It's quiet on the plains.
My bad. Yo, yo. Everybody stand up, everybody stand up, everybody stand up, everybody stand up, everybody stand up. Put your hands up. Put them down, put your hands up. Huh? Put them down, put your hands up. Bring them in front. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Wiggle your fingers. Hey, I said wiggle your fingers. Hey, I said wiggle your fingers. Hey, I said wiggle your fingers. What comes next? Shake your wrists, shake your wrists, shake your wrists, just like this. Shake your wrists, shake your wrists, shake your wrists, just like this. Now move them elbows. Come on, 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 pop your shoulders, say, Pop your shoulders, say. Pop your shoulders, say. Pop your shoulders, say. Now hands in the air, shake 'em up. Put your hands in the air, shake 'em up. Put your hands in the air, shake 'em up. Put your hands in the air, shake 'em up. Double time, shake 'em up, 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 freeze. I heard somebody say shake, shake, shake. Good job, good job. Take a deep breath, lower your hands, and have a seat back down. Organic Soul, a very legendary venue on 218 West Saratoga Street, West Baltimore. One night, that venue became the place for the Battle of the Schools. There were three, yep. There were three phenomenal women there by the name of CSC Trilogy as a group name. Love the Poet, Asada Silence, Smiley. Asada Silence, in this one particular piece I saw in the Battle of the Schools, well, actually, she wasn't in the competition. They were one of the featured artists performing. And she would do this to come into her piece and to exit her piece. I like, yo, that's dope. I could do that. So then I went home and I tried to do it, and it sounded like, ee-wow. Ee-wow, ee-wow. It was terrible. So I worked on sounds that I already knew I could do well. One sound I could do well was a helicopter. Another sound was a baby. Perfect, right? So then I thought about other plosive sounds I can make. Everybody say B, T, K. What's that spell? Nothing. Because there are no vowels, right? So I went from thinking about making plosive sounds for beatboxing to meeting this awesome gentleman right here and this awesome lady right here and touring with beatboxing and getting paid to make noise with my face. And now, I will live on forever in a cranky.
Dum dum, dum dum. Everybody, put your U's up. Dum dum, dum dum, dum dum. Make sure you don't forget, okay? Don't forget about you. Don't forget about you. All my parents, don't forget about
you. It's more than just the
don't
kids.
Forget
it's also
about you. All my kids, don't forget about
you. If you want candy at night,
don't
it's not
forget
all about you.
Check it out. Try this.
A E I O A E I O A E I O A E I O.
Don't forget about you. Don't forget about you.
This is subliminal messaging.
You. Don't forget about you. Y-O-U. You. He's really good at that. Keep it going, Rude.
Are important. Breathe with us.
Breathe with us, everybody. Take a minute. Can you feel that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Breathe in. Let's go. 1, 2. Hold for 4.
1, 2.
Breathe out for 4.
2, 3.
Hold.
1, 2, 3.
Breathe in.
2, 3.
Hold for 4.
2, 3.
Exhale. Go.
2, 3.
Hold for 4.
2, 3.
Breathe in. Go.
2, 3.
Hold.
2, 3.
Breathe out.
2, 3.
And hold.
2, 3.
Breathe in. Hold.
1, 2, 3.
Breathe out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
conga, kick, conga, kick. Music notation isn't all that accurate. Sound is really of the air, from source to ear. I remember 1985, Gumwood Drive, from Highview Apartments all the way to the park path, past the pine tree, out past the basketball courts, all the way to Adelphi Road. Me, I was just an open book, sitting on the porch steps, all ears.
That's a book with ears.
You see how we got multiple meanings on this show? At first, when I heard the sound, it was from a distance. I heard the low frequencies, and I said, what is that? But as the sound got closer, I noticed, wait, there's congas and snares, a whole lot of sounds, and cymbals. And then the source. Boombox balanced on shoulder. Snakeskin high tops, iridescent in the afternoon sun.
Roy G, Roy G. Biv is a colorful man, rocking each and every color that he possibly can. I said Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G. Biv.
Yo, one day I was walking down the street. I met a cool guy that I wanted to meet. I walked over to him and asked, where do you live? He said, I won't tell you that, but I'm Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv is a brilliant brother, rocking red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo colors. He also rocks violet, not quite purple. After the rainfall, you might see a half circle in the skies and the clouds. Everywhere we gonna get them. Many different colors across the color spectrum. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Let me think about the acronym. You try it. The R is, the O is, the Y is, the G is, the B is, the I, the V is. You know we be excited cause Roy G. Biv is a colorful man, rocking each and every color that he possibly can. I said Roy G. Biv. Say Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv is an acronym. See? Roy G. Biv is an acronym.
Kick. Snare. Conga. Hey. Yay!
Max, do you want to join us for this next song? There's some cool stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right?
Play fiddle?
Banjo?
Wait a minute, look at this.
Oh, what's that doing there? That's weird.
And Natasha, is this working? Okay.
Huh, that's weird.
That's weird.
Wow, coincidence. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Once I heard a story about a man who lived in a well. He couldn't swim or drink, but his hand just waited till the rain fell. Again and again, once again, he tried to climb those walls. And sometimes he wished he was 28 feet tall. Till the hallelujah One generation off the farm, eating dust and drinking tears. Too many months of disregard has left him ragged beyond his years. He came upon this well so deep, he kissed the wind and tossed a penny, and followed it down, down to bless the fields of plenty, till the hallelujahs, the hallelujahs, the hallelujahs came around again. Now there is a place just upon that lonesome hill where you take your sins to be returned to a lonesome sleeping bush emanating apples and snakes just waiting to be burned till the hallelujahs, the hallelujahs, the hallelujahs come around again. Yeah, man. Give it up for Max. Give it up for Max.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you listening? Great. Our next piece will be performed by Eric Bass and Inez Zellerbass of the Sandglass Theater in Vermont. Please welcome them and their piece, Give Me One More Day.
Good afternoon. This song was written by David Surrett, a wonderful guitarist, mandolinist from New Hampshire, a friend, sometimes mentor, who died just over a year ago, way too young. When I asked David and his wife and performing partner Susie Burke if we could do this song as a cranky, they said yes, but how will you do it as a cranky? It's not a ballad. So I gave this proposal to
Me. That's what we came up with.
Give me one more day. You right there beside me. Give me one more day. I'll take the evening too. Let the music play. I feel it beat inside me. Give me one more day for me to be in love with you.
Coffee in my cup,
Sunshine on the table.
the world is waking up.
Not a lot to say,
Walking through this world,
as long as we are able.
I don't want very much, just give me one more day.
Give me one more day. You right there beside me. Give me one more day. I'll take the evening too. Let the music play. I feel it beat inside me. Give me one more day for me to be in love with you. I have felt the rain falling through my fingers.
Leaned into the wind, seen the sky turn gray.
I have felt your touch on my body linger.
I don't want very much, just give me one more day.
Give me one more day. You right there beside me. Give me one more day. I'll take the evening too. Let the music play. I feel it beat inside me. Give me one more day for me to be in love with you.
Tomorrow never knows what today will turn to.
Yesterday is gone. Trouble's here to stay.
Love will carry on, although its flame will burn you.
Give me just a touch.
Just give me one more day.
Give me one more day. You right there beside me. Give me one more day. I'll take the evening too. Let the music play. I feel it beat inside me. Give me one more day for me to be in love with you.
Excuse me, Miss Bag Lady. It's quite stuffy in here today. Could I please have some fresh air?
Oh, thank you, Miss Bag Lady. That fresh air is lovely. Oh, hello. Ahem. You all may be wondering who I am. A reasonable question to understand. I'm the man who lives in the Bag Lady's purse. Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse. I found my way here one night in a dream. Sometimes some things are not what they seem. But know I am happy, thankful as well. This purse is my home now, in which I do dwell. It's cozy and comfy and fits me just right, shielding me from the world and its plight. And now I've said much and must away go. But please do enjoy this next Cranky show by Maria Pognetti, also known as Woolly Mar, coming to us from Vermont afar. Her piece is called The Red Shoes, so let's give it a view. What could we lose? Now tally ho and see you around. I'll enjoy the show from my purse safe and sound.
There was once an orphan girl named Armina who lived on the outskirts of town. I was a child, followed tracks before me. Everyone leaves a story, something left to find. Was I just imagined, curiously fashioned, thrown into life to grow? Danger and sorrow also real, lies in the night, never waiting to hail. Last burn of cinder, choked out by the morning. Armina didn't have much. Her shoes were threadbare, and sometimes she would walk barefoot into town. But when she'd gathered enough scraps of canvas and leather, she set out to fashion her very own shoes. When she finished stitching the scraps into shape, she rubbed chokecherry into the grain and laced them up with cattail twine. The next morning, she put on her handmade shoes and proudly walked into town. And there she caught the eye of a wealthy old woman riding in an ornate carriage. The woman inspected the lovely though pitiful child. "Dear child, where's your mother and father?" "It'll be a very cold night, and I'd like to bring you home with me where there'll be food and a warm fire." What strange luck the shoes had brought her, she thought. Feeling curious and obliging, she awkwardly climbed into the fanciful carriage and was taken to the woman's estate where she was bathed and preened. Now she's fallen into strangers' hands. They're doting on her, scrubbing, combing, tapping, and folding her like a baker needs bread. She sees her face and wonders who it is. Her cheeks grow pale, her hair into a bun like a doll, sitting in a window pane, saying, "Somebody wants me, somebody wants me. Nobody wanted me, but now somebody does." "My, you look like an angel. Your red shoes? I'm sorry, dear. I've thrown those hideous things into the fire with your old clothes. I bought you fine new shoes and more suitable clothing to wear. Day turned to night, turned to day, and the humming wild was replaced with papered walls. She didn't know her voice was poor until she had to sing in key. She didn't know her hair too coarse until it needed to grow finely. She saw herself measured in the faces of others. Was it disdain? Did they hate her or love her? Defending for her became pandering, aimless. Why can't I? Why do I have you? No shame is. But shame did. Doubt grew like wild grape round every bliss. Every limb ever the light had kissed smothered the flowering flames that wished they've scattered and anxious, fed but not sated, a craving wanting, a body haunting. When Armina was old enough to be confirmed, the old woman took her into town to get her fitted for a new dress and a new pair of shoes. At the shoemaker, there was a great glass case full of fancy shoes and slippers. Among them sat a pair of fine leather shoes shining rapturous red. Armina gestured to the shoemaker, and he lifted the shoes out of the case. And when he put them on her feet, they were a perfect fit. The old woman's vision was very poor, and she did not suspect they were a bold, devilish red. So the following weekend, Armina put on her new shoes and went with the old woman to church for her confirmation. The people gathering outside were aghast at the sight of her scandalous red shoes. As they approached the church entrance, standing by the door was an injured soldier with a big red beard. He offered to wipe the dust from their shoes. But when Armina lifted her foot, he exclaimed, "Dear me, what pretty dancing shoes." And he tapped the sole of her shoes with his crutch, and they began to twitch on her feet. In church, when kneeling at the altar, she forgot to sing the psalm, and then forgot the words to the Lord's Prayer. When the clergyman laid his hand upon her head, she closed her eyes and could only see the shoes. Their brilliant red hue was so striking on her ankles. Her heartbeat quickened. She glanced at her feet, so entrancing, a vibrant red, a vibrant heat. So much longing, longing for life and feeling to be wild and awake, to be whisked wildly away. No longer pretty carry, ornamental child. No longer lace and polished ivory. A blind hunger was waking. After the service, they came out of the church, and the soldier called out, "My, what fine dancing shoes." Armina felt obliged to dance a few steps, so she did a pirouette. But once she had begun, the shoes continued to dance as if compelled by magic. Dancing shoes, with lovely fine dancing shoes, my dear. Red as the season of passion and freedom, of fruits falling from the vine. And dance for me, a little bit of fire on your and called out, but she did not cease her dancing. The coachman had to chase her down and seize her, but her feet continued to kick and struggle in the air until finally he pulled off the red shoes and her legs were at rest. When they returned home, the old woman angrily stashed the shoes on a high shelf and threatened to destroy them if Armina dared to wear them again without permission. So Armina promised to forget the shoes. But as the fates designed it, the woman became deathly ill and was not to leave her bed. Armina closely cared after her, but one night as the woman slept with labored breath, Armina glanced up at the shoes on a high shelf. Surely it would make her feel better just to gaze at her lovely red shoes. So she climbed up and retrieved the shoes, but when she looked upon them, her chest began to glow like a furnace. She imagined the wind tussling her hair, the land unfurling at her feet. What would be the harm in just putting them on for a moment, she thought. But as soon as she fastened them to her feet, she was overcome with the urge to dance. She swayed down the hall, leapt through the front door, twirling and gliding into the heart of town. But as she danced, she seemed to lose control of her feet. When she wanted to dance right, the shoes danced left. She began to panic and grasp at her ankles, but the shoes held fast. She danced as though obliged to dance over field and fern. She danced into the graveyard, but the dead there did not stir. The shoes bore her over graves and through the old stone gate. They dragged her to the brooding woods where hungered creatures prey. Fighting, fighting, fighting like a wild thing. Sirens inside, driving wildly as the gliding fire. What became of Armina and her mysterious red shoes? I will leave that to your imaginations.
I'm wanted in the east and I'm wanted in the west, but not for my good looks or my charm. The north and the south had enough of my big mouth, rowdiness, rubbing people wrong. Well, I tried the straight and narrow, I went down like an arrow, shot from a devilish bow. I am what I am, I try to be a better man. I would if I could, I can't so I won't. Where did it begin? I was just the age of 10. My daddy threw me out the door. I was on a sinful path, I was not looking back. He said, son, look what you're headed for. 'Cause believe you me, I've seen all I can see. And son, it's a slippery slope. One of these days, maybe you'll change your ways. I said I would if I could. I can't, so I won't. Well, soon I lost religion, 'cause whiskey and the women had me feeling good and fancy free. I grew up fast and lean, I was a whiskey drinking machine. Whoa, they got the best of me. 'Cause when I get to drinking, then I get to thinking about all the heartaches I have known. You love them and you leave them, kiss them then you grieve them. I would if I could, I can't so I won't. Well, I tried to settle down on the outskirts of town. Got me a wife, dog, and truck. One brings me gladness, and one brings me sadness, and one brings me to the bar and back. Whoa, just maybe this is life in the gravy. It's as good as it gets, don't you know? I should stop my rambling, my cheating and my gambling. I would if I could, I can't, so I...
Thank you. Give it up one more time for Geraldine. Woo. So I'm obviously not the bag lady. She's backstage primping and preening and making that skin so luscious, and we are thankful for that. Sometimes in this work, there's an artist whose name is so intertwined with their practice that it's hard to think about one without the other. Malaku ballet and Ethiopian dance are such an experience and such an example of that. Malaku is known as the walking earthquake. He lives in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And there he runs the Fendiga Cultural Center. The Fendiga Cultural Center is a place where Ethiopians can go and experience traditional music and dance. And pretty much any night of the week you can go and there'll be 500 to 700 people there getting down and having a great time. Malaku is a folklorist, he's an exceptional dancer, and he's an advocate for his tradition all over the world. He has been to Baltimore before. One other time, 15 years ago, he was at the Auto Bar, collaborating with a Dutch anarchist punk collective known as the X, who were on tour with some of the legends of Ethiopian jazz, and they were incredible. And at that point, a young dancer came out and was moving and gyrating, and I had never seen anything quite like it before. And after that time, we sort of became friends and got to work with him and his group Fendig, who have toured all over the world. During the pandemic, in my organization, we worked with Malaku to work with students virtually, and he would dance and he would teach virtually, and he would explain one of his dances called Eskista. And there's a really beautiful folkloric story behind Eskista. And as he was talking about it, he would try to explain the story behind it, and it was such a beautiful picture. And we were thinking, this is such a beautiful picture. This is ripe for something that's kind of animated and narrative in format. What could possibly be? And we thought, a cranky. And therefore, we brought Malaku Ballet all the way from Addis Ababa. Please welcome to the stage the walking earthquake himself, Malaku Ballet with Eskista.
Hello, Baltimore. I'm very happy to come back after 15 years here. Thank you, Josh. And my name is Malaku Balai. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, I'm coming from Africa, the amazing country we have never colonized called Ethiopia, and we are very proud. And our national language is called Amharic, the only alphabet in Africa. Oh, again, me. Wow. So we have multi-culture and more than 84 different dance. We are trying to learn each other because in music and dance in a daily life in Ethiopia. So we collaborate with flamenco, rock, and jazz, called Fendika Cultural Center. Under that, and there is a music group, and we playing traditional instrument, especially one of instrument is Bagana, is a 12th century and created by Santiare, the Ethiopian music father. The 10 string is 10 commitment of God, an amazing healing, still lively. And now is here is different drivers to research that because we don't have a lot of archive, so we go to researching by bus. An amazing landscape and a lot of mountain, 50% of mountain you can find in Ethiopia. As an amazing and landscape also, a different calendar. Right now is 2015 in Ethiopia. When you go back is more younger. And And here is now, today, why we are here, starting one of a famous dance called skista, about skista, the story starting here. In the landscape, as I told you, and one upon a time, there was a girl, and living in countryside with amazing family. Social life is very important in Ethiopia, and she's helping the family, cooking the food, and coffee is found in Ethiopia. And so it's a very important traditional ceremony. It takes 3 hours. So that's why we say this. We have time, we don't have watch. So that's she's every day is working an amazing landscape, and she go down the mountain to bring water always, and you can see an amazing birds, more than 275 birds unique in Ethiopia you can find. An amazing, and this yellow flower is very famous. In September, a new year is come out, is a very beautiful of flower, and she's jumping in the nature and go and back, go and but daily life, and to bring water from the river, bring to wash clothes and cooking, and everything is from nature, and amazing. But always she every day like that. And but one time there is a when she bring water and come back, there is a snake to attack in front of her. And she's like, what? Like, you know, she's really shocked and difficult. What can I do? And no, and after the snake is starting to poison her. And after she's starting imitating. And after a while, the snake is left, he go back. And she's continue dancing. And after she's starting run to go home and to tell for her mom and dad and brother or sister waiting. What happened? What happened? What's going on? And today I'm surviving in the road. There is a snake to attack me. So which way you survive? So he wants sound. I'm imitating him. All the brother, sister, what's gone next in their suspense. And after they imitating, they emotionally. That's why the dance is starting skista, everybody celebration. Thank you. This is starting the story. If you want to dance, welcome with us. Thank you, Joseph. Of course, I call my friends to join us.
I'm a baby. Yeah.
I saw your name on my cell phone, tiny pixel saying I'm alone. Well, it felt like you were just skipping stones in an electric lake of time. I'm sorry, darling, there ain't no use. Last time we tried, all hell broke loose. This loneliness is bound to bruise, but I ain't coming back this time. 'Cause that ain't the way that love goes, steaming up all the windows and going wherever the wind blows when your heart grows tired. That ain't the way that love works, trying to stoke the embers whenever your heart remembers that it's lost its fire. If I could plug your ears and bite my tongue for every worthless word we flung, well, you'd be deaf and I'd be dumb, and we'd probably get along just fine. But I ain't right and you ain't wrong. We've tugged this tug of war along, and tugged and tugged for so long that we both crossed the line. 'Cause that ain't the way that love goes, steaming up all the windows and going wherever the wind blows when your heart grows tired. That ain't the way that love works, trying to stoke the embers whenever your heart remembers that it's lost its fire. 'Cause it's bound to happen every time. Two hearts break and one is mine, but I can't commit to the crime. Your love is on the lam. Now you're bouncing I'm sorry's off the cell phone towers, cute emojis and digital flowers. Well, you're losing me, I'm losing power, and frankly I don't give a damn. 'Cause that ain't the way that love goes, steaming up all the windows and going wherever the wind blows when your heart grows tired. That ain't the way that love works, trying to stoke the embers whenever your heart remembers that it's lost its fire. That ain't the way that love goes, steaming up all the windows and going wherever the wind blows when your heart grows tired. That ain't the way that love works, trying to stoke the embers whenever your heart remembers that it's lost its fire.
Hello, I'm Rufus the cat's translator. What Rufus the cat means is, I am Rufus the cat. Our next piece will be performed by Toolbox Theater. Hey! Excuse me, Toy Box Theater. Coming to us from Asheville, North Carolina. This is their piece, The Lost Voice. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of our friends in between, please do not be alarmed by my cadaverous pallor. For you see, I was raised by teddy bears, Cupid dolls, and G.I. Joe action heroes. All alone in the cellar. My name is Toybox, and I am America's favorite cartoon witch. Now, today, I have a very special story to share with you all. A few years ago, I was put on an aeroplane and flown across the country to a place that, even though it is named after a majestic firebird, is in fact incredibly beige. Yes, I was hired by the great Arizona Puppet Theater. And then and there, we had an epic contest with the local school. And all of the children wrote stories. And then we took all the stories and we looked at them and we said, this one sucks. This one sucks. Oh, this one really sucks. And we whittled them down until we found 2 from each grade group that sucked the least. And then a group of professional puppeteers adapted the stories into short puppet plays. The Lost Voice by Ariana Cordova, age 9. Once upon a time, in a beautiful garden covered in ladybugs, there lived a special ladybug. Her name was Lily. And Lily had a special talent. She could sing for hours and hours and days and days. La 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 la. But one day, Lily noticed that her singing voice was gone. La 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 la. She didn't know what to do. She started to panic. And then she started to run. Until she saw a sign. Magic potions for sale.
Do you have a magic potion to help my singing voice come back?
But nothing could help. She was about to give up hope. But then, she saw something, and she had a plan. It was the Ladybug Prince! They talked for hours and hours, and days and days. Do you like, flying?
I love flying.
Do you like, leaves?
I love leaves.
Do you like, black spots?
I love black spots.
Until, finally, one day, she gave him a kiss. And just like that, magic sparks were in the air, and Lily, her singing voice, came back.
La 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 la.
And they lived in their castle, happily ever after. This story was written by a child and friends. There is one thing that I hate, that I despise. That thing is grown-ups. Because children still believe that true love's kiss will magically solve all of your problems, and that someday it can lead you to life in a fairy tale castle. But grown-ups invented all of the bad things, like taxes and toil and tollways. Don't forget to visit my toy shop on the way out. And friends, next weekend on Saturday, come to the Black Cherry Puppet Theater, where I will serve as your host for the Puppet Slamwich. Thank you, friends. My name is Toybox, and I am America's favorite cartoon witch.
How is everybody's Cranky Fest experience thus far? All right. Bag Lady is very apologetic. She had to leave. Rufus ate something strange backstage. It happens almost every show. But we have one last performance for you this evening. It was written and created by myself, and it will be performed by myself and Ian Mansfield. And I read 2 of 60 logs that my great aunt wrote, and this show is inspired by my aunt and her life, and it's all a true story. So here we go. This is called The Unflappable Aunt Pat.
When was the last time you gazed up at the night sky for a length of time? Long enough to get that specific feeling, the one that is simultaneously vast and infinitesimally small. Have you ever thought that maybe there is a certain necessity in life to that feeling? Like maybe it is an essential part of a person's growth and becoming? A moment that celebrates being a part of and apart from. There is so much space up there, so much room for possibility. My great aunt Patricia McGowan was the kind of person who had something to say about every subject. Growing up, I knew her as a writer, editor, photographer, painter, and an advocate for the importance of the arts in our family and the world at large. We all called her simply Aunt Pat. Aunt Pat had many interests: travel, history, archaeology, but none quite on the same level as the UFO. In 1951, my aunt met Leonard H. Stringfield while working at the Du Bois Chemical Company in Cincinnati, Ohio. He was to become her boss, and in her words, he was a veritable fountain of intriguing information on the greatest enigma left in the universe, the UFO. Len was director of public relations by day, but in his other time he was involved with multiple civilian research organizations that recorded and collected reports on UFOs and other related phenomena. He helped work on the Condon Report for Project Blue Book, the first ever government study on UFOs. My aunt was Len's editor, typist, and confidant, and for much of the 42.5 years she worked at Du Bois, Len collected UFO reports from all over the Midwest, and she typed them up in a log. She even decided to keep a log of her own.
April 9th, 1975. At 10:55 p.m. last evening, Len Stringfield called me and said it had just happened. A UFO landing reported to him from Hamilton, Ohio, about 20 to 30 miles north of Cincinnati. At that moment, I decided I was going to keep a log of events. If we were in for another flap like late last summer into fall 1973, I was going to be ready, at least with a pen.
My aunt had a unique lens into an interesting world.
My adventure with the UFO began back in the early 50s. I shared some of Len's experiences from the very early days of his research. For instance, I was talking to him in his office on a nice sunny day in '52 when a burly guy was brought into the office. Tucked under his arm was a mason jar with angel hair twisted around a twig. It was a crude UFO trace evidence carrier, if you ask me. This man lived near Greater Cincinnati Airport, and a high-flying disc-shaped object jettisoned this material all over his wife's wash line. His quick thinking with the jar gave me my first view of the substance that would go into UFO language as angel hair, a substance still unknown to our scientists. I remember, too, how quickly it dissolved in the air when the lid was removed.
Over the years, the subject of UFOs and the conversation around the potential of extraterrestrial life has remained a taboo topic in many circles, and my aunt felt it in her day-to-day life.
My friends, even my closest, are unaware of these incidents, nor do I gossip about them. Some would hold my conversation in disbelief, and some would be frightened of what I'd relate. They might even question my belief in the Creator, or even worse, my sanity. But a universal God, Creator, or whatever other name one prefers calling them, is more real to me now than ever before because of what I learned, little though it is.
She had questions.
Now, if I believe God created the universe, why shouldn't I also believe He created life in myriad other galaxies, possibly in a variety of forms, and I'm just one of them?
And concerns.
The point is, people, normal people, are experiencing unnormal things, and they want and should know what is happening. They should have someone to turn to without that individual cracking up with laughter.
And best of all, there are so many stories.
May 21st, 1975. One of Leonard's wife's friends told her about a very scary incident that occurred in their own home. The wife was sitting up reading. Their son had just left the house, and her husband had retired already. The husband has a heart condition, wears a pacemaker, and needs a lot of rest. The wife suddenly became aware of a noise. It sounded like a high-pitched chant. The drapes were drawn across the living room window so she couldn't see out. She started for the window but became very uneasy and didn't open the drapes. The chant was subsiding, as if whatever it was receding, and her husband walked into the room. He had been awakened in great discomfort, commenting that he thought there was something wrong with his pacemaker. It seemed erratic. The next day, the wife walked around the house to that particular window and found strange tracks on the ground. May 27, 1975. The wife set it up so Len could visit and see the tracks in the lawn outside the house. It was a semicircular track formed by lush green grass, a definite lusher green than the surrounding lawn. He noted how much taller and thicker the grass grew in the track, and even more odd, the ground looked as if it were raised or swollen. The speeded up growth could be a product of radiation. The last important thing was that the semicircle did not begin in the driveway into the lawn or from the street onto the lawn. It started in the middle of the lawn leading to that window. Whatever the unknown thing was that made it, it was either placed there or descended and landed airily. June 25th, 1975. Len received a letter from a truck driver for a Michigan company who had an incident back in 1970, somewhere midway up the peninsula. He was returning from the East Coast in the winter months when, during the night in a blinding snowstorm, his wipers started icing badly. He pulled over, noting it was around midnight, to clear the truck's windshield wipers of ice. Without warning, he and the truck were enveloped in a cone of green light from overhead. Outside the light, he could see the snow falling. Inside the light, the truck was snow-free and he was warm, although it was terribly cold outside. Just as suddenly, the light was withdrawn, and to his amazement, he was about 20 feet away from the truck. He didn't remember walking away, nor were there any footprints in the snow indicating that he had. He got back into the truck, and when he went to start it up, he noticed the temperature gauge registering 0. He thought, "This is odd. I was only out there about 5 minutes, and it takes a diesel engine approximately 3 hours to cool off." And at that, he glanced at his watch. To his astonishment, the hand stood at 5 o'clock. During the interval inside the green light cone, he had lost 5 hours. He said he saw no craft, only the green light.
In my aunt's community of UFO enthusiasts, theories abound, from the connection of UFOs to Bigfoot to government disinformation campaigns, and my aunt followed along, clipping every newspaper article, questioning it all.
January 7th, 1976. It has been hinted that there are 2 forces at war in the Pentagon, one against the release of information and the other for such a release. The cover-up allegedly almost blew, but then Watergate came along. Now the military anti-info group feels the public would be completely demoralized if they learn they've been conned all these years. I disagree, since over half of the American public believe UFOs are real. But what would happen should a giant alien spacecraft land in a shopping center parking lot on a crowded Saturday afternoon? It could happen just that way.
In all of her years of researching and looking up at the sky, my aunt never once experienced a UFO sighting herself, but nevertheless she continued to believe. And she is not alone. The last 2 years have brought the UFO back into the spotlight. On June 25, 2021, the U.S. government released an unclassified report on 144 cases of unidentified aerial phenomenon. Investigators were only able to explain one sighting. The report from the Office of National Intelligence concludes that these unidentified objects clearly pose a risk to flight and are a national security threat to the U.S. In May of 2022, Congress held the first public hearing on UFOs in more than 50 years. Pentagon officials noted the competing needs for transparency and secrecy. The military's UFO database now includes 400 reported incidents, but the organization maintains that there is no evidence yet that connects UAPs to extraterrestrial life. In October of 2022, NASA announced a group of 16 researchers who will spend the next 9 months studying unidentified aerial phenomena that will lead to a report. Following that announcement, MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network, the longest-serving organization of its kind, an organization of which my great-aunt Pat was a member, issued a statement declaring that MUFON stands ready to assist NASA in any capacity. MUFON is a civilian science organization dedicated to the scientific study of UFOs in order to benefit humanity. At this moment, 65% of people in the United States believe in intelligent life beyond Earth. Since the mid-20th century, there have been 4 million reports of alien abduction in the United States alone. Is it the want to believe in something more? Something greater than this? Something so seemingly beyond us that we feel a little bit of weight lift up off our shoulders? If there is other life, perhaps we are even less alone. If there is other life, maybe that grief we are feeling as our planet and species faces climate apocalypse can shift a little. Maybe there are allies out there somewhere. And maybe that could mean that we are not only universally connected, but intergalactically connected. Cosmic connections hereto only dreamed of. The thing that made my Aunt Pat so special was not only how she truly believed in life beyond Earth, but how she truly believed in people. She believed in my mother as she found her way in the world and started her own business. And she believed in me, growing up, encouraging my creative pursuits and expression. It was the kind of belief that is palpable. It is a powerful thing to feel someone believe in you, and I felt it every time I was around her. I never got to talk to my Aunt Pat in person about her interest in the UFO, but even though I never got to talk to her, she left behind these logs for generations of future McGowans to ponder. And while I'm pondering, I think the only fitting way to send off my aunt is to give her the UFO sighting for which she was always looking to the sky.
And that, everybody, is the 9th annual Baltimore Crankie Festival! Do you all want to hear one last tune from Geraldine? All right, we're gonna count down together. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
2, 3, 4.
Running and a skipping, strumming and a picking, going and get your bow. Everyone is here, don't forget the beer, guitar and the banjo. Look at the fiddle now, we're making that fiddle talk. Granny with your dog bite, Patty on the turnpike, watch him play the yo-pig waltz. This is our time,
Our time.
our time,
Our time.
our grand old times. This is our time,
Our time.
our time,
Our time.
our grand old times. Square your sets, everyone circle left. Bow to your corner and go home. Promenade, the birdie in the cage, chase the rabbit down its hole. Roll away a half sachet, then we're gonna weave that ring. Take my hand, right, left, grand, till there's nothing left to do but swing. This is our time.
All right, we're gonna get all of the artists back up on stage for one more round of applause.
Our time. Our time. Our grand old
Thank you to Natasha up on sound and lights and streaming. Thank you to our amazing tech crew, Murray, Tess, and Jake. Give it up for Geraldine again.
Your 2023 Cranky Fest host, Emily Schubert.
This is our time. Our time. Our grand old times. This is our time. Our time. Our grand old times. This is our time. Our time.
Our time.
Our grand old times. This is our time. Our time. Our grand old time.
Woohoo! Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next year. Come say hi out in the lobby.
ስራዬን ልስራበት መጠብ አድርገኝ ሀሳብ